Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So, we have not made any headways since the last time, and talking to Rainbow, while interesting, did not gain me any points. Can I talk to you? Are you an option for talking? Yes. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to Kwok Taylor, home of the finest clothing in Whampoa Garden. I am the owner, Master Taylor Wing K. Kwok. How may I serve you today? I didn't expect Whampoa Garden to have tailors in it. Many people don't. There's a mistaken impression that we Whampoans are only interested in technology in the Matrix, but even technologists need clothing, don't they? And many of us gravitate toward lines of work where added protection is required. I myself am a material scientist, as well as a keen follower of fashion trends. What kind of material science? Fiber related, of course, primarily aramid fibers, graphene composites, and dilettants. It affords me a certain unique perspective when designing clothing that is not only beautiful but defensive as well. I specialize in high fashion body armor, similar to the kind created by SecureTech or Vashon Island, but with a much more personal touch. Oh, I'm interested in what you have. See, how much does my armor defend since I'm here? Fine. Oh, maybe my inventory. 1. Oh, anything would be better than this. Sure, I'll bite. Decided to give it freedom of movement and minor protection from harm. Kevlar is woven into the center, providing a small amount of protection. Lined with rigid plates, this cluster has handy attach points for cabling to be used with decks for drone control kits. How much money do I have? Not a whole lot. I don't want to spend all of it in one place, so I'll just get the street monk outfit. Can I switch it out here? I don't think I can. No, I don't think so. And I did actually buy it, right? Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh, goodbye. I don't think there's anyone else in here to talk to besides her. And I already talked to him. Oh, it's this guy. How did I miss him? Because I didn't come over here. Duh. Talk to the guy. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Something about him, the lines about his eyes perhaps, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He lifts his cup of cheap soy cap as you approach. Let me guess, you're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right, who are you? Call me Demergo. I'm not one of the Whampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. Demergo drinks the last of his soy cap in a large gulp. So what have you found so far? You're awfully curious for a random guy. Professional curiosity. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of their research division, part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigations, while the other guys pulled prints and checked blood samples. Demergo tosses the soy calf cup toward the nearby garbage can. It bounces around the rim and rolls inside. When I hear about shit like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. It seems like you're more cut out for this job than I am, so why aren't you investigating it? You're a long way from home, Demergo. Why aren't you investigating it? Elder Nick asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee, though, so I took a pass. It's not just the money, either. Demergo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. You see that stuff day after day. You pay a price, it eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel all the sickness and anger every day, to be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death, feel it going into your neck, pleading in the voice of a dead woman for a killer to spare you. These days I'd rather interrogate the living, thanks. That sounds awful. What are you talking about? I can read objects. It's called psychometry, a little trick I managed to pick up. Don't really know how. I hold something, I can tell you what happened to it, who owned it, how it killed someone, if someone loved it or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. I can imagine. And before you ask, no, I'm not gonna read anything you find. I already told Nig I didn't want any part of this. You want advice? I give you that, but I'm not getting drawn in further than that. So aside from that, is there anything I can help you with? What can you tell me about the Wimpoans? I don't know much. Even though I've been here almost 2 years, I'm an outsider. They don't really accept anyone who's not as much of a tech nut as they are. I'm just the crazy mage that lives down the road. Demergo pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. Ip's got some heavy-duty cyberware, basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. Nig is a shaman that worships machine spirits. It's all a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me, but don't ask me to believe in the great spirit of electronics. Isabel would agree with you. As for everybody else, they tend to be an okay bunch. A bit strange, but that's French culture for you. They scrunch tech, rebuild it, sell it off. Some of them even have their own auto fab shops. Their stuff's pretty high quality too. People from all over Asia come to shop here if they need something rare or unusual. Tight-knit little community, all things considered. What do you know about the murders? They started a couple of weeks ago. Elder Gon was the first to go. That's when Nig asked if I could look into them. He was ripped apart, arms wrenched out of their sockets, skin flayed away with a razor-sharp knife. The rest have been the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Demergo lowers his voice, leaning in toward you so that only you can hear. The funny thing is, the Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks before that, maybe a month ago, tops. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the Wimpoans don't usually let the police in here. That by itself is odd enough, but it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear, too. Big guns and heavy armor with NBC seals, the works. They went into the parking garage near here and there was some kind of gunfight. Never made it back out. When backup showed up, the Wimpoans chased them away. Why would they let cops in and chase them away? Why would they? That's exactly what kind of question you should be asking, and that the elders refuse to answer when I ask. Demergo shrugs. Go take a look for yourself if you want. Watch out though, a gang's taking up residence in there, dealing drugs and BTLs. They call themselves the Red Spear. Not too violent if you don't push them, but be careful what you say. Another be careful what you say type deal. Hong wasn't afraid when he died, he was caught by surprise. Demergo arches his brow. That's not what I would have expected. With the amount of mess at each scene, the victim should have left behind a hell of a lot of fear and pain. Are you sure? Very sure. Ton died tonight, so the astral signature hasn't had time to fade. There's only a sense of perfunctory accomplishment. Then it sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have that kind of resonance in my experience. It's possible the gore show is to throw off anyone looking for the actual reason. Demergo closes his eyes and starts to nod. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try and point a finger at some kind of monster. Demergo opens his eyes and smiles a thin, humorless grin. Basic investigation 101 is usually the simplest explanation, but don't discount other possibilities. You think the mess wasn't incidental? It's a possibility. Ask yourself this. If the mutilation happened after Tong's death, why would a killer perform that kind of ritual? Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to feel more like they're taking communion. It's a religious or sexual feeling most of the time. If this didn't feel that way, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. Oh, see you later. Oh, didn't mean to do that. This is where the parking garage is. But he did say I could question the elders. And I do want to do that. Why did you let the HKPF into Whampoa Garden last month? Thing is taken aback by the question. For a moment he says nothing. When his composure does return, he speaks deliberately and with great care. We generally don't let the police into Whampoa Garden. It's true, but in this case we made an exception. The police were very polite and offered to look the other way over some of our deals with the whhhooo pirates. They also made it clear that if we refused, they might not only take an interest in our deals with the pirates, they would call in the Special Duties Unit and force their way in. We have repelled the Hong Kong police force before when they tried to push us around. We could probably drive off the Special Duties Unit as well, but the cost in blood would be too high. Nick shrugged noncommittedly. Since they weren't hunting a Whampoa, we saw no reason to refuse their request. So what were they doing in Whampoa Garden? It didn't say, we didn't ask. The HKPF isn't exactly forthcoming about their business, and we found that the less we know about their interests, the safer Whampoa Garden is. When you take an interest in the police, they return the favor. As far as I know, they went into the parking garage, there was a gunfight, and the police never came out. More showed up a few hours later looking for their missing officers. We didn't let those in, though. We just delivered what was left of the bodies to them. Why didn't you let them in? We were willing to allow the group of 4 in because they asked politely. When the reinforcements arrived, there were over 30 of them. We couldn't risk the risk of the officers setting up camp in our streets. It would have been a circus and disrupted our lives and business. I'll be going now. So let's investigate that garage then, shall we? Actually, I kind of liked it when it was in the middle. Ooh, another talkie. I'll come back to you later. Where's Isabel? Oh, she's in front. She's just so short. There's no one to talk. Oh. Oh. That's far enough, lady. The woman hefts her weapon, tossing a nod towards the gangers behind her. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. You try and wander around in our turf, we're gonna have to air you out. Oh, somebody's all big and bad. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up? A little nitro to give you some help? Maybe you want some chips. Take that edge off. You want it? I got it. Haha, attacked him. Well, I do want to get some information from them. Let's try to play this cool. Make sure nobody gets killed before I get some info. Show me what you have? No. What do they have? I am curious. Ah, drugs. Oh. Let's see. What happened in the fight here? As far as I know, some police showed up looking for somebody. They got in here, all of them got killed. Whoever they were after was long gone by the time we showed up. Used to be a lot of Whampoans living here. They all cleared out, muttering about ghosts and shit like that. Have you heard anything else about the murders? Nothing much. I'll tell you what, though. I've got a guy named Kang. He was down in the storm drain system last week. Something was moving down there. Big, too. Man-sized. But it wasn't speaking any language Kang understood. He hit feet back here as fast as he could. Dumbass dropped his storm drain key on the way out, though. You want to go looking for whatever it was, you'll have to get a new key from somebody else. Kang stole his from a city worker. Who else might have a key to the storm drains? There's a guy named Porter Lamb who's got keys to pretty much everything. He's somewhere between a cop and a handyman. Ewan also mentioned some elf woman with crazy colored hair who managed to scam the key. He said she hunted paracritters down there, devil rats and shit. Oh, I actually know who you're talking about. I wonder if they'll let me. Woman, are you deaf? What the hell did I tell you? No, you goddamn well can't wander around Alter. The ganger shakes her head, mumbling something about idiots with no memory. Ah, never mind. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, see you later. Anyway, I think I've got everything that I came here to get. I mean, they are criminals. I guess it wouldn't matter if I killed them. We are making slow progress in this investigation, so hopefully we'll have gotten to the bottom of it by the end of this. I might have to kill those gangers, I might not, who knows. But if you liked the video, comment or subscribe below. Thank you for watching, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.